You guys haven't done this since term 1. Remember term 1 when you learned? Oh, no. I just hear no. Do you remember term 1? No. It's too long ago. It's over a year. Jeez. All right. So the first thing that I want you to do, and probably the easiest thing for you to find, is going to be the joint line between L5 and S1. Okay. It is like a big groove, like a big dip that goes in, and it's fairly wide. So you should be able to feel that. It's going to be below PSIS, right? PSIS is going to be right about there. So your L5S1 junction is going to be inferior to that. But once you find that, I want you to start slowly moving up and find the SPs of your L5. And then there's going to be a little gap and a little dip. And then you're going to find the SP of L4. Okay? And then at the top of L4, there's going to be a little gap and a little dip right there. And then we've got L3. And then you can continue all the way up to L1. But it's really important that you find the SP and then that little dip in between. The little dip is sometimes the easiest thing to feel because it's a change from that kind of ridge that the SPs create. Okay? So that's the first thing that I want you to do, is I want you to be able to identify all of those SPs coming all the way up to L1. All right? L5 TVPs might be a little bit hard to feel just because of where the ilium is. Okay? So if you can't find the TVPs of L5, that's kind of okay. Don't stress too much about it. You may want to finish with those ones. So we find L5 SP, and then I'm going to come up to the L4 SP, and then I'm going to come out to the side, and you'll notice how wide my fingers are from where the SP is. They're quite wide, okay? And then when you find an SP, it's going to feel like a little island, and then there's going to be soft squishy bits all the way around it, okay? So this part I can sink and sink and sink, and then I feel a floor. And then if I go all the way around it, I can feel that the floor is a lot deeper all the way around that spot, okay? And if I come up to the next one, same thing. I can feel a floor, and then all the way around is a bit deeper and a bit squishier. So it's like palpating an island. You can feel that top part, and then all the way around is a bit like water. So it's a bit squishier. And that's typically how you know that you're on the TVP, okay? So that's the first thing that we have to be really comfortable with doing, is just being able to identify those SPs and those TVPs. I am going to have you sit and face the wall. Well, I'm still going to need the access, so yeah, just thanks. Fantastic. Just tuck that up there. Lovely. All right, because muscle energy technique is all done seated for lumbar spine, you also need to be able to find this again in seated. Okay, it's easier to find in supine, so start in supine, get comfortable with it, but then you're gonna have to come up into seated and basically be able to do the same thing. Okay, yeah, that's probably prone. Whenever I said supine, why would they be supine to feel lumbar spine? That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. So yeah, so then make sure that you can identify those exact same landmarks again, but in seated, because all of the muscle energy technique is going to be in a seated position. Okie dokie, you can start.